What's good, y'all? We got Hispanic migrants pay the price for jumping a black woman. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. Shouts out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Let's see what it's hitting for.
By now, you probably heard about the incident that happened in Ridgewood, Queens, involving a college student by the name of Jada McPherson. She was returning home, I believe, from work, and she was trying to park her car. And once she was trying to park her car, there was a parking spot that was available, but there was an immigrant Latino family, or one of the people there from that family, basically sitting inside of the parking spot with a trash can. So basically, well, I'll let her explain.
I just work for the summer and I come here for the summer because I'm from New York. So usually I just rent out either an apartment or a room or something like that. So basically I was coming from work that day. That's why I was by myself. And I was supposed to go see my friend before. That's the crazy part. But I just wanted to go home and take a shower.
And so you live like over here, somewhere in the area?
Yeah, but I'm moving. The leasing agency that gave me the apartment, they seen the...
They saw the video?
Yeah.
And
they moved me, like, just free and everything like that. So they just moved me.
So this parking spot where this black car is at, nobody was parked there?
No.
So it was just a trash can?
Yeah. And then...
Was it a trash can there prior to you trying to park there, or they put it there?
Basically, when I pulled up and then he seen me trying to park, he basically came, put the trash can behind me and sat there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't run him over. I can't, so I came out and I tried to talk to him. And I'm like, you can't sit there and hold a spot with a trash can.
Yeah, because it's not your
property. So basically, I just went around the block a couple times, came back, and then he just was enraged because I probably came back. That was a chance for yes. That wasn't a woman. Everybody, and then the news posted chance for yes. That wasn't a woman. Everybody.
That was a man. She said that was a man.
And then the news posted
that was the mother and daughter, but that wasn't a daughter.
Mad. I was like, that is not.
I guess they respect.
So she really did get jumped by two men and a woman. The woman really wasn't doing that much, and that goes to show, like, man, they maturity level, bro. They mental. you know, you see why they dressing up.
That was the mother and daughter.
A lot going on.
I wasn't a daughter.
Mad. I was like, that is not.
I guess they were respecting the pronouns.
Yeah, but it's like he's biologically a man. He shouldn't be putting his hand on
that's
a woman,
wild.
any woman.
And then the other dude just came out and start. That's crazy. Yeah, they was on some other shit, bro. They was on some other shit.
So
she lucky she was by herself, bro, because I looked at that video, and I didn't say this in my last one, but it didn't look like it was no black people outside, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was white people, some Hispanics, and I think some more white people or some Asians or something. Everything but another black person. She said she just got back from work. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, bro. They gonna fuck around and go to jail.
So they basically tried to say, oh, you called him an immigrant first. He called you a mother. He said, I'm not arguing with a transgender.
Yes. First I said I'm not arguing with a transgender because I don't fight. I'm not gonna fight a man.
Look. That's what I'm saying, bro. They temper so short, my nigga. They ready to crash out.
Like 130 pounds. What do I look like fighting men? He was like 6 feet, like
oh, God.
All the way right here, and they took like 3 men to get me down to the floor.
And she was honest as to what she said to them when this occurred.
I'm not gonna lie, I called her immigrant.
That's why they crashed out, cause she started talking that shit back. Yeah, god damn, bro. I get it? Yeah, I got it. Man.
She was honest as to what she said to them when this occurred.
I'm not gonna lie, I called her immigrant, but she called me a slave and she called me
yeah, they was racist, bro. For them two men to crash out like that shows that was racist. I'm not gonna lie. It was.
She's upset with these people basically because they don't want to relieve this parking spot, and she should be able to get it, but they're trying to hold their parking spot for somebody else. And so,
I mean, I can imagine some niggas holding a parking spot and doing the same shit to another nigga. You know what I'm saying? But for two men to do this to a woman, that's wild.
she's confronting them about it. And then, you know, obviously if you go to TikTok or any other place, you can go and see the actual fight. All three of the people jump her. And she does mention that she was jumped by somebody who was a transgender, or who is a transgender rather.
Right,
and then shortly after that, people started talking online about it. I talked about it, and I saw some comments that were interesting. I don't want to go over them.
Y'all go watch my last video.
It came from certain black people in the communities. You know, one side said, you know, hey, this is wrong. If it happened in Jamaica, Queens, it'd have been different. And obviously you didn't see a whole lot of black men out there in the first place, so there was no way that really black men could have helped her.
Yeah,
the only
she was
black
by
person
herself.
I believe in that section of Queens that day was like a UPS driver. I don't know if he was black, but then on the other hand, you saw a lot of black men who was like, listen, these black women out here, they alone, they by themselves, like this is what they wanted and this is what they got to deal with. But then there was a group of black men who actually pulled up.
Because a black woman was assaulted.
They pulled up after the fact. And they on business though.
By three people right here.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
In this very spot. And only one person.
I'm glad we got her side of the story now. You know what I'm
in
saying?
this whole entire neighborhood did something about it. We find that to be highly problematic. We are talking directly to you cowards who jumped one 21-year-old woman. We here now. We here to represent our people, and we here to let you know.
Nigga got the megaphone, boy.
And assault them, we will bring the entire zoo to your front door. Because this is what we are not having.
Fuck Mayor Eric Adams.
I don't care what neighborhood it's in.
Well, damn.
I don't care where you from. You will not attack a black woman. You will not attack black people and get away with it. And get away with it. Now the numbers is even. Come downstairs.
Someone in the comments let me know what kind of flag he holding. What kind of flag is that?
When people show up to address the issue, you want to apologize. But what I saw the other day was you kicking a woman who was down on the ground. A 21-year-old woman was beat right here.
They kicked her
in this
on the
very
ground?
spot.
I thought I seen the
And I
video.
tell you, if it was a white woman, you wouldn't have let it happen like that. If it was a white
Yeah, that white man that walked over there with that cane or whatever, he would have been swinging.
everybody in New York would be outside right now. Well, because it's a black woman, y'all think it's gonna slide. But we not letting nothing slide. We don't need the whole.
They probably thought that was a woman low key, because I seen some the you know, the Bumblebee had some makeshift, you know, had some makeshift things that was moving around in the video. So the people around could have thought it might have been girl on girl until that dude jumped in, you know, because, you know, the Bumblebee crashed out. You know, the Bumblebee crashed out first, and then the dude, you know, so they could have messed around, thought it was a girl, you know, maybe they knew, maybe they didn't. We really won't know on that, you know. So that might have been why nobody around may have stopped it or whatever,
you know. Woman, y'all think it's gonna slide.
But when that man hopped in, it should have been some different energy.
We not letting nothing slide.
But it seemed like that's not a black neighborhood, I don't think.
We don't need the whole New York out here. We got about 20, 30 warriors who will stand up for black people.
Now these black
Big
men
ass
pulled
apartment
up. They had
complex.
the Marcus Garvey Pan-African flag. It appeared.
I can imagine like anybody doing this, bro. You know, I can imagine anybody trying to save a parking spot and it you know, but you're not entitled. Whoever's there, you know, whoever's there first with the car gets the spot. But if what you gonna do if niggas is, I'm sure that's gonna happen to some of y'all niggas. Y'all done kept y'all ass pushing, kept it pushing. Y'all didn't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying though? You know, but it's a real fucked up situation that is a bumblebee, two men. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know, Hispanic. I'm not gonna call him illegal, you know, but that's kind of what they've been putting out there, is calling him illegal, you know.
Black people.
Now these black men pulled up. They had the Marcus Garvey Pan-African flag, it appears, and the brothers
Marcus
going
Garvey Pan-African flag.
right. The whole black community. A lot of the black community came up to confront those same people who then didn't want no smoke. And so then what I noticed, and shout out to brother George from Street Media TV, he gave me some clips. In the Latino community, some people were saying,
Now, you know this ain't the hood, because if this was the hood, bro, if this was LA and that happened in like a Mexican hood, bro, the whole Mexican, y'all would have had to come deeper than that. You know, it was just them three for real. They ain't deep enough. You know, that ain't the hood.
give me some clips. In the Latino community, some people were saying they were trying to get out of this whole situation.
Yo, I know I'm mad late to the story and even covering this shit, but I've saw the videos for the past couple of days, and I'm just listening to the commentary and stuff like that.
Families
They're
across
Romanian.
Oklahoma trust Oklahoma Virtual Charter Academy, and it's easy to see why.
Now, this woman, this lady right here, she posted a video, you know, saying that the people were Romanian and not Latino and not Hispanic or whatever. And I just want to say, you know,
Yes, they were.
she did hit some points on this shit when she said if that shit wouldn't have happened in Jamaica, Queens. Now, I'm from Jamaica, Queens, born and raised in Jamaica, Queens, and they would have been on these.
Well, it's called Jamaica, Queens for a reason. That's the black side of town.
Queens. But it was definitely in Ridgewood. So, and I just want to say, I had a bus route. I used to drive for New York City Transit. I had a bus route in Ridgewood, Queens. Nothing but Latinos and Hispanics, man. Anyway, so yeah, so you're telling me basically a non-Spanish speaking person can learn Spanish, right? So in the heat of a moment, this non-speaking Spanish person that learned Spanish is gonna bust out in Spanish in the heat of a moment of an argument. No, ma'am, they're not. They're gonna speak English because that's their native language, right? Now, a person that is a native speaking Spanish person, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be cussing you out in
Spanish.
So now you got people in the Latino community saying, well, those are Romanians. And the guy is arguing against that. The guy is saying, what do you mean, Romanians? Like, who learns Spanish? And when you get upset, you start talking in Spanish. Like, if you get upset, you start talking in your home native language. And this is the truth. Even with black people, we speak English. But if we start getting mad, whatever you from, that vernacular, like Ebonic style, and it's different from coast to coast and where you from. Especially dudes from like Cali, when we get mad, we talk very angry West Coast mad. You're gonna hear phrases that only we saying. Like, same thing from dudes from Detroit. You know, it's gonna be very cultural to where you from. You're not gonna be starting getting mad, even if you know Spanish, speaking in Spanish, because obviously you don't speak that tongue and nobody else speaks Spanish there, so it doesn't make any sense. But I also want to address the black men on the last video that I made. And the argument, like, these black men are black women are by themselves. This is what they deserve. Some dudes was calling me a simp. I just want to say this, right? If you feel as a black man that you don't want to get involved, that's fine. And I even heard people saying, well, man, you living over there in Africa, and why you making this video about this? Bruh, if I was in America, it wouldn't matter. You don't know what I would do, okay? But I'm just talking about us as black men. If you had a daughter and she was coming home from school, right? And some dudes just jumped her, or family jumped her because she wanted to get into a parking spot, you would want somebody to help your daughter, okay?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
sometimes we got to think about that.
Your daughter.
I'm not saying that risking your life and all other kind of stuff or whatever, right? But
let's be real, bro. Y'all can't imagine some niggas doing this to some niggas, cause I can. I'm sure this happens all the time in New York, bro. It's just fucked up that it happened to a woman, bro. She was by herself. She's black. They're Mexican. It's two dudes. Like, it's a fucked up situation. You know. But this happens all the time, bro. We're not gonna sit here and act like it doesn't.
About that. I'm not saying that risking your life and all other kind of stuff.
You know, a lot of people would have seen that they was saving that spot and kept it pushing, though, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Especially if they didn't want no smoke. You know, there might have been a little Karen or something. You know, but she probably would have said a couple words, but she not fighting. You know, stand your ground though, man. She did nothing wrong. I don't feel like, you know, what y'all doing though? If y'all see somebody with trying to save a spot with a trash can and
she wanted to get into a parking spot, you would want somebody to help your daughter, okay? And sometimes we got.
How are you a grown man? Man, I see why. And you're fighting like this. You're a bumblebee, man. Man.
To get into a parking spot, you would want somebody to help your daughter, okay? And sometimes we got to think about that. I'm not.
Look how skinny and scrawny that little dude is too.
Stuff or whatever, right? But
look at this white man with the cane. Let that be a white lady though.
Not in the wrong. It's different if this is a woman going around starting trouble. This woman is coming home from work. All right, this is a woman that goes to Pace University. She's a smart black woman. This is not no woman. She's not. I mean, sexy, the nigga did
say something once he seen that dude start swinging though. Like, let's look. The white dude did kind of step in, say something. Once that dude got up in there. What's the other dude? Like y'all see the makeshift. Maybe y'all can. It's real small, but y'all see she got something. She Bumblebee got something jiggling right there. You know what I'm saying? So they might have thought that was a girl at first. They might have had to think about it for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Our family jumped her because she wanted to get into a parking spot. You would want somebody to help your daughter, okay? And sometimes we got to think about.
See, look, he instantly started walking that way though.
That. I'm not saying that risking your life and all other kind of stuff or whatever, right? But obviously we can see from situations the woman is not in the wrong. It's different.
He wasn't really gonna jump in to stop nothing though. But he said something. we can take that. You know what I'm saying? Or that's not enough for y'all.
But obviously we can see from situations the woman is not in the wrong. It's different if this is a woman going around starting trouble. This woman is coming home from work. All right? This is a woman that goes to Pace University. She's a smart black woman. This is not no woman. She's not.
Hell, they father was coming home from work. They were trying to save that spot.
Adding it up, and a lot of times as black men, I get that a lot
working a much harder job than she probably was. I'm just saying, y'all gonna hate me. I don't care.
Black men got vitriol.
I'm just saying, man.
At large, and certain vitriol.
You gotta look at all points, man. Okay, that does not justify the crash out, bro.
Why you could be frustrated, okay? But then again, we don't want to fall into the whole box of like every situation is the same. You don't know if this lady was going around hating on black men or disrespecting black men or whatever. We haven't seen no evidence of that. It seems like to me, she's a young lady.
That's just what the internet does, bro.
She's interning. She's coming home from work. She wasn't coming home to go bounce it up on OnlyFans. She ain't got no gold teeth. This is a lady that we tell black people in the community.
And then this black man out here talking, I ain't helping her. This is what black women wanted. They wanted to be what does that have to do with anything, bro?
University, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that a private school? So that ain't no cheap school, right? Pace is actually a pretty decent school. It's a private school. The tuition is $51,000 a year. So to get into Pace, I mean, obviously you got to be doing something. You can't just be an idiot going to Pace.
It's a lot of money, man, for school, bro.
When we start talking about what kind of black women that we're going to stick up for or want to be protecting, like many of you black men would want your daughter to be like this lady. You would want your daughter to be going to school, not pregnant, going to work, getting an internship, trying to better her life. This is the kind of black woman that you want your daughter to become, or hopefully your daughter is becoming. Some dudes jump on her over a parking spot. If it's your daughter, if it's your mom who's working hard, if it's your auntie, all of a sudden now, if people start talking about your auntie like that or your daughter like that, because you know them, you're not gonna feel the same way. Let your daughter get jumped right now by some immigrants. Let your mama get jumped right now for some immigrants. And I can guarantee you're gonna be in the comment section hella mad when somebody calling your daughter a 304, oh, that's what she deserved. Your mom, that's what she deserved. You're not gonna like it. I've seen it so many times where people can easily comment on someone else's situation and then it happened to you, and it's your mom, it's your daughter, it's somebody that you love, and all of a sudden now your family member is getting that energy, and now you in the comments, oh, y'all some cowards. Y'all don't want to help her. Yeah, because now it's you. And we got to look at it like that. Sometimes I see, like if I'm in the States or if I'm somewhere else, I see an old lady doing something or whatever, I try to help them. Why? I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because if it's my mom, I'm going to want somebody to help my mama too. No, I wouldn't want nobody knocking my mom upside the head because somebody cut her in line and it was an immigrant. No, I would want somebody to stand up for my mom too, and I would thank you for that. Like we got to also understand that what we put out in the world is what we also get back. And every black person ain't the same. As black men, we get upset when people try to demonize us and judge us all to be the same. All you black men are this and like that. No, every black man ain't the same. And we're quick to get people straight if they start putting us all in the same bracket or bracket. You know what I mean? Like we're quick to do that. We will get you straight real quick as black men. And just because, like I said, a few black women did that or some black women have done that, come on, man, like the world is bigger than those people that have said some stupid things to us before or whatever, man. Like let them be miserable. You know what I mean? Like, and the right thing is that even if you don't like the fact that these men did that for her, the reality is they'll now think twice about doing it to another black person. And it won't matter if she's Caribbean, if she's African or whatever. Like that's a win for all black. Because if that is your daughter or your mother, people gonna think like, uh-oh, if I do that, let me get out this parking spot because these blacks don't come through. So let me make it easier. And that's what happens when you have some level of unity. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, exactly. They did the right thing. These guys did the right thing. Because now if it's your mom and it's in New York and she got a parking spot and she home and you can't help her, these Latinos may think twice about that, especially in Ridgewood. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk.
Yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 100K, okay? If you want to hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP tonight.